Hello everybody and welcome back to Imperator, where we are attempting to chill, but we keep getting into wars and taking more territory, and our aggressive expansion is remaining about the same. But I guess that's fine. We're going to continue to work on all of this. Now, I'm wondering, when can we start actually annexing Yemnat? That's going to be something we want to do. We're going to need 190 opinion. Okay, that's going to be a while, isn't it? Yeah, that's gonna be a while. So at this point, we can't... If we were to improve opinion, it would only go up by 10. Yeah, that makes sense. So a gift would bring us up by 25. So we could get like 35 opinion. So that would bring us up to 102. Then we've got our recently declared war, which would bring us up by another 55 to 157. We would still require another 33. Aggressive expansion is almost half of that. So there is that. But that's going to be very interesting, indeed. Well, that's not going to be a thing for a while. So that is understood. We're going to tick forward here. We're currently working on getting Jerusalem developed, and that's very close to being completed here, actually. So we're going to get another library going soon, and I'd like to get rid of this fortress, so let's queue up a library right now. But getting rid of this fortress isn't going to be a thing that we're going to do immediately. So that is definitely understood. Eventually, we will get rid of it. But we can see we're up to over 10 research from this city right now. That's wonderful. If we check in on Shechem, we can see that we are only making 4.8 here right now, although this is a long ways to go until the population is set up correctly. So that will take some amount of time, for sure. I do want to ditch this fort and get an additional library queued up here. Each one of these will boost our research points by 5%, which is going to be relatively significant. So that is wonderful. Keep in mind, each one of these is worth half a research point. So, yeah. It's going to be a lot. No doubt about that. Let's ditch this fortress and get another library, and then we can start moving on to some territories up over this way. Now, this is a Seleucid Empire. Okay, that's noted. The Ptolemaics have managed to get their realm back under control. Good for them. Good for them. I wouldn't mind going after, like, these guys down here. And also Socotra. We don't have a navy at this point, do we? No, we do not. We could consider putting money into building one. I don't know how relevant that is right now, though. I don't think it's terribly relevant. So we've got this city up over here. This currently produces cedar, which does give local manpower. So arguably, this should become a manpower city. Do we want to develop a manpower city right now? Honestly, I'm relatively comfortable with our amount of manpower, so maybe not. Free stability is nice. This produces honey, which gives local freemen happiness. Again, that would be a decent manpower city, so I don't think I want to develop that one. We've got this city here, which is currently kind of set up as a research city. It produces cloth, which would make sense to make this be a research city. Okay. We could definitely work on that. So currently there's a shrine here, there's a commercial district, but it does have 2 libraries already, so that's reasonably convenient. I think that we will make this be a research city. That seems reasonably fine for now. I do want to get our research up, so let's immediately put in a noble district here. Okay, so it's going to be a while before these get their civilization level capped, and that is understood. Keep in mind that civilization level will also, I believe, increase the amount of research we get here, right? If we go into, say, Jerusalem. No. But positive stability does. Okay, I thought that civilization level would. Well, it does boost our happiness. So that does actually help. So boosting the happiness is good. Okay, sounds wonderful. Like I said, I'm reasonably content with our manpower gains for right now. I really want to be focusing in on getting our research efficiency up. So getting another research city up here sounds excellent to me. We're going to get another noble district as soon as we can. It's going to cost 143 gold, so that is going to take some time. We do have a good amount of political influence right now. We can bank up to 500, though, so I'm reasonably content with that. And we're just letting our AE drop. As of right now, I'm quite happy with the way things are. I just want to continue to progress and build up our cities. I don't want to make additional aggressive plays at this exact moment. I think that we will get to that soon, but we're not quite at that point yet. Before we do anything else, I just want to double check that we don't need any of these rural structures. I don't think we do. This guy is now loving. Okay. Sure. So this noble district has been finished. The Mauryan ruler has died, and Moria has collapsed. Yeah, that looks real collapsed. Okay, whatever. I don't think that's all that collapsed, to be honest. So we're going to put in another noble district here, but before we do that, like I said, I want to make absolutely certain. Oh, we can build 2 more farming settlements. Okay. We'll definitely do that. So we'll get a farming settlement going, and getting that second farming settlement going, I just saw that one of our provinces was set to not trade as well. So this would be the area that recently rebelled. Sure. We can also spend our political influence on getting our conversions going correctly. So this should really be on cultural assimilation at this point. We're at 95% here. This is fine. We're at 91 here. I want this to be on cultural assimilation. This is probably fine to be on civilization effort, but I'm still going to switch it over to cultural. Same here. I think this is reasonably fine to be on acquisition of wealth. I think our threshold for that's going to be about 80. So this should move to cultural assimilation. This is only going up by 0.1. So I think leaving this where it's at is reasonably fine. Here it's going up by 0.24. I'm going to switch this to cultural assimilation. It's going to be losing loyalty, but not much. So that seems reasonably fine. I do want this to honestly be on harsh treatment. I don't like it. I'm actually going to put it on religious conversion. That'll do for now. So this should probably be on religious as well. This one should definitely be on religious, and religious here. We're going to lose some income from this, by the way, and that's absolutely fine. So going up by 0.1, I'm going to leave this be. This one should be on religious conversion. This one is fine where it's at. This will be religious. This will be religious. This will be religious conversion, and this will be religious conversion. Okay, so the vast majority of those are on some form of conversion, which absolutely needs to happen. Cool. So up over here, we are going to be continuing to build eventually. I'm going to actually pull back on these libraries here. We're going to get rid of those for the moment because I want to make sure that we have this farming settlement going as soon as possible. And now we're going to start putting these libraries back like so. So we're going to get these libraries re-maxed out once we get the money for it. Libraries are quite cheap, and that sounds fantastic. So we're currently making 11.89 research here, and that is going to continue to go up. So that sounds great. And then our population capacity will be increased by our civilization level going up, so that's also relatively fine. But we may end up doing some provincial investments here to get population capacity. Or local research points boosts, but I don't know how big of a deal that is. So who is this guy? Is this our heir? I don't know who this is, but we'll arrange a marriage. I guess you'll work. You're 70 years old. I'm sure that's, no, that's actually a really bad idea. Who are you? 45? The youngest is 23, and I guess you'll do. Splendid. Let us arrange the festivities. There's not actually that big of a selection at this moment, which is kind of remarkable, but okay. We're going to build a library here, and one more library on the next month's tick will re-max out Jerusalem. And at this point, we're going to demand this guy's resignation, probably. He is reasonably loyal. But yeah, I'm going to demand his resignation. And then we're probably going to put in, let's see, there are 2 scorned families right now, including this one. So let's put this guy in for now. He did change around some of what we put in for our conversions, but I'm not too concerned about that. It should be reasonably fine. Okay, so we can get Jerusalem re-maxed out, which we will do. That's now back up to 17 of 17, which means that we're going to be returning up over here and building our noble district up this way. Okay, so that sounds good. These farming settlements will get done eventually. And there's that court of law done in Jerusalem. So we're now up to 13 research from these pops. That's kind of huge, to be honest. It's going to keep going up by a lot. So that's really, really good. We can see our research efficiency has risen to 83, and that's going to continue to go up for a while here. So that is all absolutely wonderful. We are going to get more tech eventually. We are 28 years ahead of time here, 8 years ahead of time here. That's all expected. The way tech ahead of time works in Imperator is kind of weird compared to the others. You're just kind of always ahead of time, but that's what we want. That is indeed what we want. So we're going to head on over here. And this noble district is going to go in on the next month tick. That will be magnificent. For now, we're keeping this shrine around. The pop conversion is actually kind of useful. We're at 65% right now. So this will be probably the last building that we delete here. The commercial district and the fort will be deleted first. Okay, let's get that noble district going. That'll be fine. We're going to have to convert over a lot of freemen, but that is absolutely okay. So this is looking reasonably good. We are going to have that local noble happiness here. It's okay. So we're going to grab a civic perk here, and that would be Mauritius getting a forum. So that would be this city here. It produces opium, which is actually fine. That gives freemen happiness. So yeah, we'll have that get a forum. Sounds good. So we're up to 157 manpower per month right now. And that is, like I said, quite comfortable for me. I don't think that we need to be focusing on getting any freeman cities right now. I want to get our research up. And once that's done, we absolutely do want to be getting some slave cities going. The question is, what is our bare minimum level of research that we want to go for? And we're going for that 125 is the answer. Okay, so we could lose 18 gold and gain 6 stability and religious tech investment. This is a really good deal, and I'm going to do that. Wonderful. So that sounds great. We are up to 103 gold right now, so about 2 months until we can get another noble district here, which that's going to be done by then. We're going to have this idling, but I'm not too concerned about that. We are primarily constrained by our income at this moment, but that will be changing. How much are we getting from... Okay, 5.22 from tribute. Noted. Okay, so we're up to 84 opinion with Yamnat at this point. Noted. So this is all fine for now. We need our vassal to have 190 opinion of us, so this is going to have to go up by a lot. And we don't really have the range to bring that up just yet. So for now, we're just going to have to chill. No integration there for the moment, but we can certainly build a noble district here. Our population output is currently at minus 28% here because dominant culture is not integrated culture. That'll get fixed over time slowly, but we need to definitely get the conversion dominant first. And I mean, I think it is dominant at this point. No, it's not considered dominant. Despite being, well, I guess it's because Canaanite is 30% here. Which is technically... Okay, I see. I have a hard time seeing the difference between these two colors. That's the issue here. Okay. Yeah, I have a hard time seeing that difference. I'm colorblind, so there is definitely a purple bar and a blue bar here, but it looks basically identical to me. I do, if I look really closely, I can see the difference, but I can't actually see it up here. Only when it gets bigger down here. So that's exciting. So we are working on getting this converted over. It's going to take some time. Definitely. But eventually we will have integration happening here. So that is understood. I'm sure that this guy could probably cover the costs. It would make him disloyal. But we do have a lot of manpower right now. It will probably be cheaper for us to pay the political influence here than to pay it in bribes. Let's do it. That'll be fine. So I'm not too concerned about getting all of that done, but what we do definitely want to do is continue to get buildings built here. The next ones that we're targeting is a citizen district here, and we want to get all 3 of these that we can. Eventually, we'll have enough for that. But for now, we are still slowly growing our economy. We can see our economy is up to almost 30 gold per month, so that is definitely progress. But it's not quite where we want to be yet. Getting these 2 farming settlements done will help, but it will definitely not completely solve the problem. Okay, so we have access to a tradition here, and this was a really good tradition. This would give us access to military colonies and make a colony in Juba. Where is this? Okay, so this will make this into a military colony. Noted. Alternatively, we could grab Cradle of Civilization, which will just boost the loyalty of all of our governors across the board by 5, which is actually pretty good. We're going to take that. That will be fine. And there's a lot more things that we want here, of course, but we're not really too focused on military at this moment. We will get there, but for right now, I'm much more focused on, like, integration and civic gains at this moment. So that seems absolutely fine. We're going to start up a citizen district here. And then, of course, we're going to want Court of Laws, we're going to want academies, and libraries. So we're at 9 of 13 buildings right now, and we're going to need to delete the commercial district and the fortress. But this is going to be 2, this is going to be 5 in total, then this is going to be 8 in total. So that would put us currently at 15? No, 17. Okay. So this is going to need some definite work. We can shave off 3 buildings, so that would bring us down to 14, which once our civilization value comes up, we should get to. The minters know what they're doing. I don't want to spend money on that right now. Okay, so our farming settlement is finishing now. Excellent. And we also finished another library in Jerusalem. That looks good. I want to check in on Shechem. No additional building slots there, and no additional building slots yet in Jerusalem. And we could definitely see that maximum civilization value coming up over there. So that looks phenomenal. Okay, so what we're reliant on here is our civilization value coming up by another 4.6 is pretty much what we need. And the maximum would not currently get us there, so that's going to take a little bit of time. But we definitely want to get there eventually. Cool. We have some disloyal provinces. We're going to deal with that. Country civilization level up by 0.5 point because our oratory went up, which is very, very good. And of course, we were making our way over towards theological colleges here. So we're going to take open religion, giving us 2% integrated culture happiness, which is convenient for sure. There we go. And then we're going to take theological colleges, which are with our next advancement, which will be a martial advance, which won't happen for another like 6 years at this moment. So that is fine. Let's grab ourselves another citizen district here. And that all seems good for the moment. So we're investing heavily in our city structures, specifically our research. Our research has grown to 92.75% efficiency, so about 93% efficiency at this moment, and we definitely want that to come up further. The question is, will we be hitting 125%? by the time we have theological colleges and can go to 150? That's the question. For now, I think we're in a reasonable spot here. I want to get theological colleges, and then after that, we could start making our way down to like scientific patronage and sponsored research, potentially. Pop cap of 5% wouldn't be bad. So I'm thinking right now that we would end up going for like legal patronage. This guy died. Okay, noted. 3 pops would be sent away, and we would receive an ancient fertility figurine, giving us local population growth of 0.1 if in a holy site. Okay. So that's definitely a thing. We do have an empty altar here. So, 0.1% population growth locally. This would be in Jerusalem, but they would migrate out eventually, and that would be fine. So we would lose 3 pops. How long would it take us to break even like this? Well, every 10 months we would get 1%. So every 100 months we would get a pop here. So it would take us 300 months to break even on it. If we, of course, divide that by 12, that gives us 25 years for break even. And honestly, that seems really good. I'm going to take it. And we currently have 1 treasure, so we want to put the ancient fertility figure. It's currently in Judea. Yeah, the Reliquary contains 1 treasure. An additional 11 can be found in owned provinces. Yes. But I want to put this in Jerusalem. This is currently locked. Or is it? The number of altars that a holy site possesses is related to the city status of the territory. The maximum number of altars is 3, which requires a metropolis. Okay. So we can't actually get that yet. And I'm going to take the stability here. We are going to need somebody here. So we're going to put this guy in. That seems fine for now. And we would need to bring this up to a metropolis in order to get that. So we need to take a look at what we currently have in that reliquary, right? So in Jerusalem, we currently have state, same religion, happiness. Honestly, the state religion probably isn't that big of a deal. Let's swap that for the ancient fertility figurine. Okay. And then we have this holy site down over here. But that's owned by the Ptolemaic Kingdom. Okay. So this all seems absolutely okay for right now. Cool. We'll continue to tick forward for the moment, and we will very shortly have enough to get ourselves another building here. We've managed to get that figurine in, so we will break even in 25 years on that and get our population growing again. So 25 years in the big scheme of things is not all that long for a break even on something like that. So yeah, that seems pretty good. At this point, we definitely want to grab our 3rd citizen district here. And then we're going to go for a pair of courts of law. That is the next thing that we're going to do, which is, of course, going to max us out here. Now, we could certainly put in a local city building slot here, and that's probably not a terrible idea. I'm going to go ahead and do that since we do have free provincial investments. We're going to put in a building slot. That'll put us at 14, which should be what we need to get this maxed out for research production. It will take time for the pops to correctly switch over from being like slaves and freemen, but that's absolutely fine. Okay, so everything is looking good here, and it is about time to put a cut in. We managed to not take territory this time. Look at that. Our aggressive expansion has gone down. That's wonderful, and our stability is really, really high. We're in a pretty good position here at this point. Our income has come up. Our manpower gains are at a very solid level for right now. I'm very content with that. And our aggressive expansion is continuing to drop. Our research is getting much, much better. We're up to almost 95% research efficiency, and that's going to continue to improve. If we check down in Jerusalem here, we can see we're currently making 17 research from this city. That's decent. Not bad at all. But as I said, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue to invest in our structures. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Ali Lee, Dark Horse Xenocyte, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Kintogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.